My name is Armin. I live just outside of Bangkok. It's about 6:30 in the morning at the end of April, 33 degrees Celsius, the hottest time in Thailand. And today I'm traveling about 2 hours north of Bangkok to climb a mountain in Lopburi, Thailand that has about 3,700 steps. So I expect to arrive there about 9 a.m. in the morning, and the temperatures today, according to the weather forecast, will go up all the way to about 41 degrees Celsius. But I've never been to the top of this mountain, and I heard it has spectacular views. So I'm just there for the photos and the videos. So I'm taking you along on this journey today so that I guess you don't have to do it yourself, or you can consider whether it's worth going there yourself. So let's check it out. We have arrived at Khao Wong Phrachan or Wong Phrachan mountain. I have no idea whether I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, but that's my best try. And here's a board that tells us there's 3,790 steps to the top. So I'm making my way to the beginning of this staircase that leads to the top of the mountain. And get yourself a hat and some water, and then probably some sunscreen, which I don't have today, but that's also definitely recommended. You'll also be welcomed by some Thai buffaloes. You can see a normal buffalo, and then you can see an albino buffalo here close to us. Then there's also temples everywhere around where Thai people can come and worship. And as you make your way to the staircase, you walk through a small narrow path, and you'll see lots of spiritualistic things along the way. There's a spirit house, which is very common in Thailand. And there's a notice over here that says at about 700 steps, there's a small shop that has a toilet and sells some cold water and things like that. So I guess it helps to just prepare you to know kind of what the stopping points along the way is. And we've just started, and here we already have a macaw, a infamous monkey in Thailand that likes to cause lots of problems. And here we have another notice board telling us at 1,400 we have another shop that sells coffee and cold drinks and things like that. So I'll try to document everything along the way as we're starting out on our journey. It looks like here in front there's like an official starting point sign. So all the steps that you have encountered up until this point mean nothing at all, because this is actually where step number 1 starts of the 3,790 steps. So this is where it all started. One thing you need to know in Thailand is that all of the stairs are not the same height. So it starts off with these small stairs where you can almost take 2 stairs of 1 step, and then later on in the journey the steps get really high. Okay, so the good news is we have safely made it to 500 steps. We're at stair number 500 already, so about 3,200 plus to go, and still doing okay. It's obviously just very hot in Thailand. And at the moment at the back you can probably see like a massive Buddha statue. That's part of the temple complex over here. Not many people. In fact, I have not seen any other people going up the mountain, which probably makes sense because of the extreme heat. So let's see if we find any other people along the way. And now I have made it safely to 1,000. Whew. Quite hot, but I'm getting there. All along the way you'll find these shops, but none of them are really open. I guess because there's just not many people going up. I saw the one guy running down, but that was about it. So let's see. Let's go for 1,005. Yay, we've made it to 1,500. วันนี้เจอพระจักรวาลจากวัดอะไรนะ
พระรามาวัดสังฆทาน
ที่ลพบุรี
จักรพันธ์
พระ
ตปะสีโล
จักร
พันธ์
ใช่เขาไก่ยันมากเป็น30 ปีแล้วก็เขาขึ้นได้ถึง 3,790 จานแล้ว Made it until 2,500 stairs, so another 1,300, 400 to go. And I met a monk along the way, and we sat down and had a little chat. I got to share with him about why I'm a Christian and my testimony, and about the Sabbath day and about creation. And we got to share contact details with each other so we can keep in contact. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So along the way you won't really see any animals except for a bird here and there and some stray dogs, but that's about it. And for this staircase there's almost no people at all, so it feels quite lonely. It actually gives you lots of time to just walk and think about important stuff. Then every now and then you'll see a guy sliding down the railway. It looks like they are the people who deliver the drinks and the stuff to the shops. So they walk up and then they just slide down. So I think I have another 200 or so more steps to go to the top. And I'm at a point over here, you can see there's this massive Buddha statue at the back where there's a viewpoint, and it looks really, really amazing. But I'm not going to spoil it for you just yet. I'll wait to the top and show you the one on top. But I just met this couple from France on the way. I'll add them in the video. A husband and a wife and their son of about 1 year and 8 months. And we just had a lovely chat about Thailand and about life and about religion, things that we have observed around us, and how important it is when we want to understand a religion, not to look at the people, but to go back to like the writings of the religion, to really see what it really is about, because so often people might misrepresent what religion is about and give you like a false picture of religion, and that is true for all religions. So it was just lovely meeting them and talking with them, and I'll probably catch them on top because they took off before me because I was taking some photos, so I'll chat with them a bit more. Yay! I've made it to the top. So now I'm just walking around, exploring a bit here on top, and there's some monkeys, some dogs, a couple of things to see, and there's a little shop here at the back with no person working at the shop. So if you take something, there's just a bucket where you throw in the money, or there's a QR code where you can scan. So let's check it out a bit, what we can see here on top. So on top of the mountain, it's basically just religious statues all over the place. Nothing really apart from that. It seems like here at the top of the mountain there's a cave. So I'm busy making my way to the cave now to see if this is like a natural cave or a man-made cave. And they say this is where we go down. If it's too dark, I'll open up a light and see if we can see something. So as I entered into the cave, I noticed that there were some lights behind me, and I tried the lights, but it didn't really look like any of the lights were working. I guess there's not really many people that come to visit this place, so maybe it's not really a priority to keep the lights going. And so I just continued walking into the cave, and as I peeked around the corner, I could see that this is once again one of the religious spiritual things that they use this cave for. So you can see two ladies sitting there, and shoes that people donate, like ladies' shoes and dresses. And I'm not going to try to explain the background about all of this. So if you've been waiting to see the view that I've been climbing 3,790 whatever steps for, this is it. So behind me you can see about probably 500 meters elevation from where I started this journey. Here you can see the magnificent view behind me. We can see solar farms there at the back. We have the big Buddha statue here at the bottom. It looks like there's a military landing field, practice something over there. Just really, really beautiful, beautiful view. Very, very hot, but amazing, amazing view, and actually quite a nice breeze here on top. So definitely worth it, but you'll have to see if you're up to 3,790 whatever stairs. If you go past the shop, there seems to be a helicopter landing pad that belongs to the military over there. And then I see there's another staircase here in front So we're going to try to go up that staircase and see where that leads. I'm not sure if it also has something to do with the military over here or if it's a religious thing. So let's go up and find out. So as you start walking up the stairs, you take off your shoes, and these stairs are not included in the 3,790 steps. So you can just add this on top of that. So I guess the whole thing is probably 4,000 or even more, especially if you include the steps at the bottom. So on top here, the final spot, we just have some more Buddhist religious statues and a couple of gold painted rocks. In my opinion, not much, but there's still a nice viewpoint where you can enjoy the view. But there's a couple of military buildings this side, so they don't allow you to take lots of photos and videos. So I'll just end it here. I have started my journey down, and I guess this is probably going to be a lot easier than the journey up. So I saw everything that there is to see, and maybe there'll be some drone shots to show you a different view. But yeah, now I'm making my way down 3,790 whatever steps down to the bottom. So finally I was back to where it all started, back to step number 1 of the 3,790 stairs. And boy, was I relieved. The next place that I'm visiting here at this temple complex is this big Buddha statue that we saw from the top of the mountain. And now I'm approaching it from the back, climbing up the stairs. Yes, more stairs. And then we'll check it out from the front. So this is probably one of the biggest Buddha statues that I have seen in all of Thailand. And it just has a place where people can come and pay respect to the Buddha if this is your religion. And I took another drone shot from a previous time when I went to that area, because it wasn't rainy season this time, it was the dry season, the hot season, and so everything looked kind of pale. So when we were climbing up the mountain, we started over there, then you can follow the track all the way up the mountain until you get to the very top. As I finished my journey, I had the opportunity to meet another monk from Ubon Ratchathani. I'm busy making the 2-hour journey back home, and I just had a fantastic day, just enjoying myself out there in nature. And I'm so thankful to God for those people that I could meet today and could talk about important things and exchange contact information. And you know, that's what it's all about. The nature and everything is beautiful, but meeting the people is just amazing.